We start with the news cycle and we go from there as uh, I guess we have an interesting update on the WWE looking to betting sites, but we start with the fact that WWE is apparently planning another international pay-per-view as the country of Australia and WWE came to an agreement for a international event or an international PLE down in Australia. WWE has not done a major pay-per-view down in Australia since Super Showdown a few years ago. And it is very likely that when WWE goes over there, it will be down in Perth. It is unclear much detail about the event, but what we do know is that it will take place. All we do know is it will take place. This goes on the heels of WWE doing Backlash in Puerto Rico, and the events in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and London, England, respectively. Also, the fact that earlier this year, WWE was supposedly doing a show in India, but that was rescheduled for later on due to circumstances outside of WWE's control, playing a part in postponement of the event. I think I speak for a lot of people to say that seeing WWE internationally and being more international, it just makes it more appealing from the standpoint of being a fan because of the fact that you see WWE in major stadiums and you just see WWE in a situation that you don't normally see it in. Because, like, I'm not saying that wrestling fans in America are not, excited to see WWE. It's that in some cases, wrestling fans internationally that don't always get to see WWE react differently when they do, especially when it's a pay per view. Simple as that. Also, apparently, there's an update on the contracts of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, so we will get to that in these news videos. An update, though, on Kofi Kingston, as Kofi Kingston sustained an injury a couple of weeks ago, and there were reports that Kofi's injury could be, could be severe, could be serious, and the initial report said that Kofi could miss up to 8 months with his injury. But apparently, according to the newest report, Kofi is only going to miss a couple of weeks. Odds are, at this point, Kofi will miss WrestleMania with the injury because he is projected to miss 5 weeks. Kofi is, in fact, out of the Fatal 5-Way to determine who will fight Walter at WrestleMania. Kofi is replaced by his partner, Xavier Woods, in the match. But, it is always unfortunate when somebody misses WrestleMania because of an injury. It is unfortunate when somebody misses WrestleMania for any reason. But the fact of the matter is, I hope, I am sure that I'm not the only one that wishes nothing but the best to Kofi Kingston. And I think that Xavier Woods getting the opportunity is good for Xavier Woods, but under the circumstances, I think Xavier would rather his buddy be healthy. Also, Dragon Lee, who made his first WWE appearance at Roadblock, is poised to get a big push when he finally starts working for NXT, which I would probably guess that Dragon Lee may make another in-crowd appearance during WrestleMania, during WrestleMania weekend. But as far as in-ring appearances and matches, I think it is very likely that we will not see Dragon Lee in a WWE ring until after WrestleMania, because I would say it is very likely that everything is put into motion as far as WrestleMania is concerned, meaning the likelihood of him having them having a spot for him just to get him on the WrestleMania card would be highly unlikely, because they more than likely have everything set up for NXT Stand and Deliver and and WrestleMania at this point. But I am very excited to see what WWE has planned for Dragon Lee, and also what direction they would go with Dragon Lee after WrestleMania. Because, like I've said multiple times over the past couple of weeks, I think it is very likely that after the draft, some spots, especially at the top of the card, will open up, and WWE will need new people to take those spots. And WWE can always guarantee, based on the reputation of NXT, that the fans of NXT will know, or at least have a better idea of certain talent that maybe people on the main roster may not have an idea for. If that makes sense. Now we move over to SummerSlam, and SummerSlam. The SummerSlam update is that apparently, rumor has it that Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch are set to have a feud going into SummerSlam this year. It is unclear what is going to happen and how they're going to get there, but the fact of the matter is, the rumor has it that the rumor has been that Trish Stratus could turn heel against Becky Lynch and Lita in their feud with Damage Control, not to join Damage Control, but to turn heel. And the current rumor is that it will be Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. So with that being said, it could be Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus at SummerSlam, with Trish Stratus turning heel on Becky Lynch, which would in turn lead to some sort of interesting events, because WWE does not usually look to turn the legend heel. They usually look to turn the active wrestler heel. But I do hope that if Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch is a feud, it is either a matter of respect, where neither one of them turn heel, or it is where Trish Stratus turns heel because Becky was just a heel for an extended period of time, and Triple H was one of the reasons why Becky turned babyface. So I do hope that WWE keeps that in mind when it comes to that, but also looks at it as, if Trish Stratus, if they think that fans could boo Trish Stratus in favor of cheering Becky Lynch, that they think of that before SummerSlam 2023. But I'm also excited to see that WWE has plans for SummerSlam this far out. Now, as far as problems with that could cause a change that could cause serious problems, WWE it was reported yesterday that WWE was looking at with Ernst Young and regulators in Colorado and Michigan to start allowing betting on some of the bigger matches. But as reported by Dave Meltzer, basically, if WWE opened it up to betting, or was open to betting and allowed to allow betting, then that would prevent talent from knowing who was going to win and who was going to lose until the day of the event, or even right before they went out there, because WWE would not be able to risk the results of the match being leaked. I mean, I think that there's a way, because back in the day, this was the result, this was how it was. To my knowledge, they did not know back in the day until the day of, or a few minutes beforehand, what was going to happen. But also, they knew where they were going before, like the booker was the one who knew where they were going, and he was the only one that needed to know where they were going. The talent did not need to know. But the fact of the matter is, that's not how. It's a bigger thing now than just a territory is easy to scale. WWE is hard to scale. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that, one of those details that need to be figured out before they take that step. And they can't just look at it as, oh, we can make more money with this, so let's do it and figure out everything after. No, it's one of those things that you need to figure out beforehand rather than after. I think it's something that could happen, but I think it's something that something like this may prevent it from happening, because it would also prevent talent from maybe having, some creative say in what happens or being able to assist in what's going on as much as they are able to do now. You know what I mean? Either way, it's a tough situation and something that I'm sure we will be keeping an eye on. With that being said, though, we got other things to get to today, like another news video, and of course, it is Friday, so you know what that means. Preview for AEW Rampage, which is also to come later today. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.